Craig Overton, good morning, sir.
Morning.
15th season coming up. Can you believe that's true?
Not really, no. It feels like it's flown by, really. But yeah, it's been almost like merged into a blur, really. Everything sort of just happened, and 15 years later, it's still here, and hopefully got a few more years left of me.
And as excited as you were in that first season when you are now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, obviously it's a different sort of excitement. Obviously, you sort of know what's going to happen really now, and obviously like those first few years, you sort of everything's sort of new, whereas now you sort of know what's going to happen roughly, and sort of how sort of the season goes, and sort of you can manage your body a bit more and know when to push and when to sort of sit in. So that's obviously comes with being a bit older, but still excited to get out there and play, and still want to show what I can do.
That's brilliant. I mean, and during that time, of course, we've had some moments of triumph and pleasure and delight, and some real disappointing times, haven't we? And today we want to talk about your whole cricketing life, really. How does it all begin? I mean, where does Craig Overton begin his cricket life?
So it all started really sort of North Devon Cricket Club, sort of when we were 4 or 5. Obviously there's the two of us, me and Jamie, with sort of Dad playing, and we would just be on the boundary messing around, playing some sort of cricket, generally just throwing balls at each other and whacking it, and sort of grow from there. First game was sort of when we were about 8 or 9, I reckon.
Right.
We've got a photo, I know there's a photo of us that Mum has, I think, of just us two in both padded up, kit way too big for us, as sort of kids are most of the time, and yes, that was our sort of first real memory, and then obviously sort of grew through the system there at North Devon, and then sort of went to school at West Buckton sort of from sort of 12, and it was probably something that we couldn't really afford, but it was Mum and Dad were like, right, we want you to go to a school that basically not focused on sport, but sport was a big thing for what we wanted to do, and spent sort of all the way through to year 13 there, and obviously then joined the academy here. We'll sort of joined the academy before, but sort of when we were sort of 16, 17, joined the academy here, and obviously then went through the system here.
What about the Devon age groups? You played up through them?
Yeah, all through them. So I started when I was 9 for the under 10s, started a year younger. Jamie then joined the year after, joined sort of the back end of the summer really, and then yeah, basically all through the systems, all the way through sort of till under. We played a bit of under 16s and under 18s, but obviously the academy started here, so we sort of were a bit in between, but we still played for Devon because it meant obviously other people could play for Somerset. So yeah. We played for Devon, but we didn't actually play that much in sort of the under 18s, just because we were playing twos cricket and stuff, and it was just, we'd rather play that than play sort of ages similar to us. We felt like Dad was like, you get more out of playing against adults rather than kids, and that's sort of what happened at school as well. We stopped playing school cricket at sort of 15. Still played against the sort of the club sides that came up and played against us on Wednesdays, but on Saturday cricket we didn't play it, and actually played club cricket on Saturdays, and felt like we developed a lot quicker because I was obviously playing against fully grown men that we sort of knew how to play cricket, and we sort of learned from them.
Learned pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think you had to, just because if you didn't, then you'd sort of fall behind. So yeah, we learned pretty quickly, and we were obviously both very quick learners really, and that helped us, and we didn't quite always get it right, but you sort of learn from those experiences.
And what about having a twin brother? I mean, you're pretty competitive, I'm guessing, at that age particularly.
Yeah, very competitive. I think if you know us now, we're probably still both very competitive and don't like losing. So yeah, so when we were that age, it was just, we both wanted to win, and we'd almost do whatever it takes to win. If that was hurting the other one, it would be doing that. So, but no, it was good fun. We never sort of went too far, and if we did, I'm sure we got told off by Mum and Dad. Dad would put us in our place. But yeah, it was good fun. We've grown up, and we both loved it, and obviously cricket was both what we wanted to do, and to be able to do it together for so long was pretty cool.
You both played for North Devon together, I think, in your first game, didn't you?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
When you were 14?
Yeah, 14. I feel like it was against Plymouth. But,
it was.
And we were, I think I was involved in a hat-trick with Dad. I don't know if Jane was involved with it, but I was involved in a hat-trick batting, unfortunately, which is not the best. But yeah, it was, again, we were obviously very young against a good Plymouth side, and we, yeah, I think I was the second one and Dad was the third one. So yeah, it was quite cool, but obviously not something that would look back on rather fond memories. But it was cool to be a part of.
Lovely place to play cricket, North Devon, isn't it?
It is when the sun's shining.
Yeah.
When it's cold and wet in April and September, it's not that nice. But yeah, we were very lucky. Obviously, we were 5 minutes away from there. Could spend every day in the summer down there just playing cricket and messing around, and wasn't really near anywhere else, so you couldn't really do anything else. So it was, we were very lucky, and obviously the facilities there were phenomenal. The wicket is, I believe, was I don't know if it still is. I haven't sort of been down there too much to see what cricket is, but I still think it's up there with the best wicket in Devon. So that obviously was a sort of a breaking ground for us. That it was a good wicket that meant we could score runs and bat properly, and obviously that you had to bowl properly to be able to get wickets, which obviously then helps when you get to high levels.
And how did you come to be part of the academy? What's the story behind that? Where were you picked up, and who recommended you, that side? It was
I don't really know too much really. I think obviously Jason Kerr was the director of academy then, and he just I assume we were sort of playing under 15s, under 16s with Devon, and he was sort of looking around sort of players, and sort of we both caught his eye, and obviously from there it was sort of a few conversations with sort of the Devon coaches, sort of see what characters we were, and it just sort of went from there. And then obviously I think we came up here for the club invited us up for I think it was a CB40 game back then, or Pro 40, whatever 40 game it was, and we sat in the crowd, and then sort of half time we came over, and Jace sort of pulled us in and said, yeah, we want to offer you a place on the academy, and it sort of went from there really.
Who else was on the academy at that time for you?
So my year was obviously, we had Abe's, year above, Will Jenkins was sort of my age, from Somerset, and then the year above was like Callum Haggett, Sam Mount, Jake Lintott, so that was that few, and then I can't remember, there was a few, obviously to my second year, a few of the younger lads, but not many of them sort of came through onto the staff. But yeah, it was that first year was obviously we had a great group, and sort of obviously didn't really play against many of the Somerset boys, so obviously knew Abe's and stuff, but not from the year above. So sort of going into that new environment, obviously you were a bit nervous, but it felt like not coming home eventually, but it felt like it was a good group, and we actually did a lot together.
You did a lot together. I remember a car cleaning experience you had, didn't you?
Car cleaning,
didn't you
bag packing in Morrison's.
I was going to say bag packing, I remember that one.
And then, raising money for Children's Hospital Southwest, and then we obviously did the half marathon, which, funny enough, there's only two of us that were old enough to be able to do it, because I think you had to be 18 to do it and actually run it on the road. So half of us, more than half, ended up going to Nuffield and running it on a treadmill in the gym there. So that was interesting. But yeah, it was obviously, we did a lot of fitness back at that time with sort of Daz Vaness, and sort of stood us in good stead going into the senior staff here.
But those things are so important, aren't they? They're part of the way you develop, and being part of a group, the camaraderie you get from that going forward as well. Yeah, no,
it's massive, and I think just spending time as a group, obviously we learn a lot off each other, but obviously that those times where it did get tough in sort of the gym aspect of it actually keeps you stronger as a group when you do get out to play out there. So yeah, it was tough time on the academy, but obviously it was a worthwhile experience to do, and obviously it sort of helped us all to sort of do what we can out here.
And when you got your chance, you went out there and made your debut against Lancashire.
Lancashire, yeah. Didn't actually do that much in the game. I think, I know we bowled first, and I think it was about 340 for 4 or 5, and then it rained for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it did.
So we didn't actually. I obviously bowled a bit, but I didn't do theoretically that much in the game compared to some other games. But yeah, I know I got a wicket, and that was all that sort of really mattered, and then it went from there.
Who was your first wicket, do you remember?
Ashwell Prince.
Caught
one-handed by Compo at mid-wicket off a short ball, so it was a bit of a long up, but we'll take it anyway that comes.
The end result, he was out. Yeah. And Philander was playing, wasn't he?
Yeah, we had Vern. I think Fons was playing, but it was obviously the year where everyone sort of got injured, and I think it was the next game Jamie played up in Durham, and then we literally had 11 fit players.
Yeah.
So I don't think Fons might have been injured as well. I think we had Triggs, but the team up in Durham was literally just full of kids, because we literally didn't really have anyone, and we actually almost beat them, which was remarkable really. But that was obviously a strange time. Obviously you're looking up all the senior players, and they were all sort of battered and bruised from the middle of the summer. But yeah, it was good time for all of us youngsters to sort of get out there and show what we can do.
And Werner Philander was quite a phenomenal bowler, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was obviously. His start to his international career was phenomenal. Really, I think he was. Don't know if he was, but he was near enough the fastest to 50 wickets in international Test cricket. So to be able to do that, you've got to be pretty good. And obviously the skills that he had here obviously helped us youngsters come through, and knew that sometimes with youngsters you can be a bit hit and miss with what you do, just because you don't have the understanding of your body and things like that. Whereas he was just he just didn't miss, and you knew what you were going to get with him. And he was good around the group as well. He helped all the youngsters and made us develop as players as well.
I'm going to say that really helps you guys, doesn't it?
No, yeah, it does. Yeah, and just I think with the overseas, you sort of, the more that they can fit into the environment is, you're not always going to get, we speak about it with Sarge all the time, you're not always going to get results out there with overseas. Like, ideally you will want the results, but what they add to the environment is more important, and helping those younger players is a big thing, and creating that energy around the group is what's going to help perform out there. They might not get hundreds and fifers like you ideally want to, but if you sorted it out in there, they probably will perform out there, which is the good thing to do.
Give me your first fifer.
I feel like it was Durham, but I don't know if that's right.
I think you're pretty right. I think you are right. Yeah, and
I think it was Durham here.
You've got 5, and Fon's got 5 that game
potentially
as well.
Yeah. It's a long time ago.
Yeah,
2013, I think. No, it wouldn't have been 13. It would have been 14.
Yeah, it was 14.
Because I didn't play any. I played one game in 13 and had a stress fracture.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, and I mean, by then you're sort of beginning to arrive, weren't you?
Yeah, and I think 2014 was sort of my breakout year, and sort of coming into that year, it was sort of, obviously had that big injury the year before, and not really knowing how your body's going to cope up with it. But speaking to obviously all the coach and stuff at that point, it was your action's pretty solid. It's just what happens when you get to 18, 19, your body's just, the amount of bowling that you do is just going to be different than what you've ever done before. So it was just let the body heal, and then we actually gave it a lot longer than we probably needed in that recovery time. We sort of gave it 9 months, didn't really do anything. I played a little bit of cricket at the back end of the summer up at North Devon, just sort of batting. Didn't really do anything else, didn't bowl for 9 months, basically just to let the back recover. And then that sort of following year actually sort of paid dividends, and my body was in a good spot, and it meant I could go out and bowl, and played the whole year and did really well. And
obviously you came initially and played as a bowler, but your batting's been good for you sometimes, hasn't it?
Sometimes, yeah. Growing up I was actually more of a batter, which was, yeah, so growing up I was, for Devon in all the age groups, and even like North Devon, I would bat 3, sometimes open, sometimes bat 4, depending on sort of who's playing. And yeah, so I've always felt like I should be contributing more with the bat, maybe. Obviously, we've gone through games here where it seems to happen in fast forward cricket, so you sort of get into mentality you need to play that way for the whole time. Whereas sort of these last couple of years, as I've got a bit more experience, I've actually felt like I can contribute more with the bat, and felt like I've worked pretty hard on it to sort of try and improve, and hopefully it started to sort of show that I can do that now.
But there's been games, haven't there, where you've actually either saved a situation or seen us home with the bat?
Yeah, no, and that's sort of where I see myself at. Like, I know I'm not going to be one of those top order batters scoring big runs the whole time. So obviously, bowling sort of takes it out of you. But if I can contribute with the bat in winning games, or seeing us home in games where we need to scrape a draw and things like that, that's sort of my role. And if there's scenarios where I need to go out and score positively, then I can do that. Whereas if there's scenarios when I need to sit in and try and survive, that's what I can do as well. So it's I think that comes with experience and knowing what you can and can't do. And thankfully, I'm sort of starting to get that a little bit now.
There was a game here, wasn't there, when you and Jamie batted together?
Against Yorkshire.
Against Yorkshire, tried to hit each other.
Yeah, Jamie was whacking it everywhere, and I was scraping it at the other end, trying to hit it off the square, and I couldn't. So, yeah, they're always good fun. Obviously, as you know, we're both very competitive, and he was just whacking it everywhere, and I was like, well, I'm not letting him out and do me, but he just kept hitting it further and further, which was obviously good for us as a team, but obviously a bit annoying for me because obviously I wanted to hit it further than him. So. But yeah, those little things are good fun, and hopefully we get another chance to do it at the back end of our careers.
Okay, you scored a ton. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, Hampshire here. Should have had a few more, but yeah, I messed up a few. But yeah, Hampshire here. That was yeah, me and Ruler put on a fair few. Yeah,
you did.
And then the week after, Triggs and Ryan Davis broke our partnership, so we obviously got the record partnership, and then literally the week after it was broken, so obviously we were going pretty well as a lower order group. And but yeah, that game was good fun. Obviously the wicket was a pretty good wicket. We obviously wanted it to spin, it didn't really spin, so me and Rilla both obviously capitalised on their spinners bowling, and yeah, we went pretty well, and we couldn't quite get the result at the end of it. I think it was a draw. They batted out for the last day for a draw, and I think we got sort of 6-7 down, but yeah, we couldn't quite force it.
13 fours and 8 sixes in your
Yeah, I
time.
was trying to whack it, so I think it was fairly sensible to about 70, then we were trying to push on a little bit, and yeah, ended up, I think there was a short boundary one side, and then we sort of capitalised on that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously at that sort of time we also had huge disappointments with our one-day cricket, didn't we? We kept getting there or thereabouts and not quite getting over the line.
No, yeah, I think you sort of go through phases. Obviously, there's the perennial sort of reputation of Somerset being sort of the bridesmaids, but I think during that period, I think a lot of sides would have been jealous of what we were doing and getting close to sort of silverware. We obviously weren't getting quite across the line, but to be competing in T20, maybe not for a few years, but sort of that 50 over side and the championship was obviously very good, and I think coming through that has obviously helped some of sort of the more senior guys now, knowing what when we do get in the situation we are going to get across the line, because we don't want to go back through that again.
Yeah, I mean that 2016 was the heartbreaker, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was tough. Obviously,
When Buck was here.
Yeah, I think the way it sort of panned out, I think if we'd have won on that last day, I think they would have had less time to sort of set up a game, whereas the fact that we won on day 3 meant that they could then figure out something beforehand, whereas if we'd have won at say lunchtime on day 4, I think we probably would have won the title that year, and we'd obviously won that first championship. So hindsight's a wonderful thing. You can never know when to win a game, but yeah, we knew we had to win it, and we did our job, but we couldn't quite get over the line, which was frustrating. But we know we can, when we're in those situations, we can win trophies like that.
But since then, really, we've become a very good championship side, haven't we?
Yeah, I think.
The last few years we've had some good results.
Yeah, I think
Done well.
realistically, yeah, we've been consistently probably one of the best championship sides in the country. We're just unfortunate to come across a Surrey side that have been so dominant for 3 or 4 years, and other sides that have had a good year and won it. And I think consistently, you probably look at us and we're probably up there with Surrey as one of the best sides for probably 10 years now. So it's just unfortunate that we haven't quite got across the line. And I think that's partly due to we don't actually start that well. We start a little bit slow, but then when you get to sort of middle of June, we actually fly from there and we sort of get on a run, and we go pretty well. So I think we've put on a fair bit of work trying to figure out why we don't start quickly, and hopefully we can put it right this year and finish the way we do, and you never know where we are.
But there was silverware in the end, wasn't there?
Yeah, 2019 was obviously a very special sort of time for us, obviously going, 19 years without a trophy as a club, and to get across the line as I would say it was a fairly young side really, in that sort of 50 over comp, and to get across the line was special, and obviously having that day out at Lords with all the fans was pretty memorable, and hopefully it lives in the memory for a lot of the boys that were there, and obviously a lot of the crowd as well.
That was your first trophy for the club?
First trophy for the club, and hopefully there's a few more to come. We obviously added a couple more in the T20, but hopefully we get that all important one at some point, and we can all celebrate that together.
2023 was a pretty good year though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You and Matt Henry, you had a good thing going.
Yeah, no, it's nice bowling with Henners. Henners obviously is a phenomenal sort of international bowler, and to have him here for that year was pretty special, and obviously we got very close to winning it, and again we didn't quite get across the line, but Surrey were a pretty formidable side that year, and we couldn't quite do it, but that's cricket sometimes, and we know we're in the right, if we keep putting ourselves in the right spots, eventually it will come our way, and we can get that trophy.
What's it like to be part of a T20 winning side though? I mean, we've done it twice in 3 years. I mean, that's quite an amazing achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the way we play our T20 cricket, it's an exciting brand that everyone wants to play, and playing here in front of the crowds that we get is, the only really place is the Oval really that sort of matches it with atmosphere. I think obviously we haven't played at a few grounds that probably do have big atmospheres, but playing here in front of 8,000 that are pretty close to you is pretty scary sometimes it's not scary for us, but for the opposition. So it is a fortress for us, and we know how to play here, and obviously that helps get into those sort of back end of the stages and of the tournament. And yeah, it's a phenomenal place to play, and we love playing here, and hopefully we can carry that form on for the next few years.
It'd be great if we could be the first team to retain that trophy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's the aim. I think we spoke about it when we won it in 23, that try and do it in 24, and obviously we got very close to and couldn't quite get across the line in the final, and to be honest, I don't think that the last 2 years we haven't really played our best game. I think it shows the strength that we've got on our side, that we can win games from nowhere, and we've got players that can win games of cricket that we probably shouldn't win. So hopefully this year we can actually get a proper run out and get 3 or 4 games where we can actually play our best stuff and show what we can do against sides that we probably haven't played against this year in T20. So hopefully that will be the aim, and to get into another finals day will be a big thing, and then you never know, comes finals day, it's the team that turns up on the day can win it.
Yeah, and for much of your time here you've had your brother Jamie with you, but when Jamie then went off up to Surrey, I mean, what was that like from a personal point of view?
I think it was a bit of both, really. I think a bit of disappointment that we weren't playing with each other. I think obviously we've grown up together, spending so much time playing cricket with each other, that it was, not disappointing, but it was upsetting that we wouldn't be able to do that for a long period of time. And but I sort of knew the reasons why he was going, and understood them, and it was for more opportunities to be able to do other things that he probably wasn't quite getting here, and that's life, and that's sometimes the thing with jobs, that you go to sort of better yourself. And I think what's happened these last sort of 3-4 years with the way his career's gone is, I think no one would say that was a bad move for him, really. So he's done phenomenally well in T20 cricket, and that's from a role that he probably wouldn't have been able to do here. He would come in at sort of 5-6, finish the innings, and he wasn't getting that opportunity here, and he felt like he could get that somewhere else, and he got that at Surrey, and his career's almost catapulted from then. And I'm not you never know, but I'm not sure he would be with England side in a World Cup currently if he was still here doing the job that he was doing here. So it's one of those things, sometimes you have to make those decisions, and sometimes it's going to upset a few people, and I think he made the decision that was right for him, and it's paid off. And speaking to him in the last sort of couple of years, I think he wants to come back and play with me at some point, and hopefully that'll be nice when we can and finish off the career together, which will be quite cool. But that's obviously hopefully a few more years down the line, and you never know. So, but yeah, I think we want to try and finish together, because that would be sort of quite nice to sort of finish our careers together and have that last bit of fun together.
Yeah, because you always seem to enjoy your cricket together.
Yeah, we do enjoy it, but we also argue with each other as well. So hopefully, as we've got a bit older, we don't argue as much. But yeah, growing up, we made sure we never was sort of stood next to each other at mid-off. I was hopefully in the slips and when he was bowling, so we were never too close to sort of give opinions, because it would be normally a get lost, I'm not talking to you while I'm bowling, because I don't want to listen to you.
Yeah. Now, what about this season? I mean, how do you reckon we're going to make out this season? I mean, we've got some exciting young players coming through. I mean, Thomas Rue, you've got to talk about him, haven't you?
Yeah, no, we've got some phenomenal young players. Obviously, T-Rue's, he showed glimpses last year of, in the T20, and I think the way he's played sort of under-19 cricket and schoolboy cricket, and even when he's gone up to the Lions, he's showed that he's a talent above, and equally probably might even be better than his older brother. So the talent that he's got is phenomenal. But there's also other young kids that are coming through into the team now, and that have showed that they can perform at first team level, with Archie Vaughan, Josh Thomas last game of last year. We've got a lot of young kids that are coming in and that almost come into that first team and show that they're good enough straight away, which is a good sign for us. And obviously it puts us oldies in a bit of a place that we need to keep working hard to make sure we keep our spots. And but I think that's good for the environment. It keeps that sort of freshness into the group, and keeps us working hard to be able to get better out there, which is hopefully what we can be doing.
And obviously there's a real wish and a longing here to win that Holy Grail championship, isn't there?
Yeah, I think you speak to, might not be all the players, but 99% would be wanting to win the championship. Obviously there's a few white ball players in the squad that probably haven't really got the interest in red ball cricket, but I think you speak to all the boys that are playing red ball cricket, the championship is the one they want to win. Obviously the last 3 years in the T20 we've obviously gone very well, but the championship is what everyone wants to win, and hopefully we can get across the line in the next couple of years. And I think if we do, I think obviously the side will be remembered for a long time.
And finally, what's the crowd at Somerset mean to you? I mean, what does it mean when you walk out there and they're right with you, aren't they?
Yeah, no, it's an indescribable feeling, really. I think walking out, knowing that you've not just got your teammates around you, you've got 6,500, 7,000 people, maybe more sometimes in 220s, supporting you, and being behind you every step of the way is a big thing. And you might get the odd heckle sometimes, but I think more often than not, there's such a knowledgeable sort of crowd, and they know about the game that they do support good cricket, and that actually helps us, and knows that they're always there supporting us. Where you go to other teams and they're on you 24/7, and it feels like it's a bit of a burden. Whereas here, the crowd are always supporting us no matter what. You hear tractor in the corner. There's always encouragement, and they're always wanting us to do well, and that definitely helps us when it does get sometimes tricky in a championship game, and it's a bit of a tussle, and having that support here is phenomenal.
And what about you, Craig? You here 32 now?
31.
31, going to be 32
almost
in
32.
April, almost
yeah.
32. 15th season. How many more years do you think you're going to be turning your arm over, getting out there doing the business?
As long as the body holds up, I still love playing cricket, so I don't really want to put a number on it, but I've got a few goals that I sort of want to achieve, and I'm still a little bit way off them, so it's making sure I'm working hard to be able to do those, and when the body says it's enough, that's enough, but hopefully it's a few years left yet.
Well, I hope it is a few more years yet, Craig. Thank you so much for talking to us and sharing your cricketing story with us.
Cheers, thank you.
Thank you very much, and good luck this season.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.